Hello everyone, welcome back to ThinkHub. I am Daksh Khandelwal, your host and host of the series Beyond the Headlines. And today you are watching episode number 74 of this series. And as I am just, you know about me, I am just a student of IIT Jodhpur pursuing Bachelor of Science degree of in applied artificial intelligence and data science. So in today's video, we would be covering three most important stories and that are making headlines in today's newspaper. Two of them are from South China Morning Post and one from the Hindu News. And we will try to cover those news and we will try to understand what they really mean to us. So that's it. And just a small update for the next Saturday video. So it will be a podcast. I just miscommunicate with you that it would be a video on how to get internship abroad. But this video will come after that podcast. So the third week will be of podcast only, and I will bring the AI podcast with you all, with my voice and with my camera only. But that podcast will be AI podcast, and I would upload it on Saturday 9:45, 8:45 p.m. So that was an update for you, and I will have cleared the miscommunication and misclarification between us. So without wasting any further time, let's get started with the intro. So the first news is that China is pitching its AI models to Europe. Basically, today I will just cover fastly the reports and all. So the China is pitching its AI models to Europe. What does it mean? So basically, as you know, that United States and China consolidate their dominance in artificial intelligence, and attention to it, it's turning into whether Europe can carve out a distinct third pole or G3 or remain Washington's technological orbit. So that's the race. So this race is rapidly evolving a contest over international order. So 29 weeks later, 29 countries sign an agreement in Shanghai to establish the rival World AI Cooperation Organization. I've told about this organization earlier only. World AI Cooperation Organization, WACO, an initiative pitched especially for global south, and according to its global AI innovation index produced by this, also there is index also GAII, that is global AI innovation index produced by China's Institute of Scientific and Technical Information and Peking University. So you can just read it. So the index used to range of criteria from assessors from 46 countries and put ahead with 74. You can just read this point. I am not giving you points. So main point is against this Bird of Beijing is actively pitching its open source AI. You know that last month China's ambassador to Britain, Jiang Zhuhang, called on two countries to cooperate on the issue, and an article for the Guardian. You know that. And so basically, a so-called G2, the group of two, US and China, so-called G2 structures seem to be forming in the AI field. So this is the said by Q said due to its US and China's strong systematic capabilities. So that's all. That's the means of for that. So European capitals have acknowledged this disparity and they want a G3. So they want a possibility of a G3. So in that the race is of group three. So who will be the third member of this group? So while AI talks between China and US are taking shape, Beijing also wants similar mechanism with Europe. So Beijing also wants similar mechanism with Europe, he said. So that's the balanced trilateral structure they want. So let's see what happens in the future, if this will be followed or not. But yeah, this is something like comedy, that if though two countries are just going in front of sing and catching something, so third person is going and I will also be there. So that's something to evolve a bystander into true G3 player. Europe was now building its own systematic capabilities. Europe is something like which can enter in that view. Q has won, and he also argued that Europe could safeguard its technology sovereignty by adopting a model that was compatible, not comfortable, with Chinese open model. A genuine third pole means owning the whole stack of chips cloud. So basically this is, and he described the landscape as an arbitrary bipolarity. So this systems are some like apart from me, so I wouldn't know couldn't explain to you. But yeah, this means two center of gravity pull other each all other actors into their orbit. So you know the center of gravity. If this image is there, so center of gravity is this. So two machine or two we can say centers. Two centers are just of gravity pulled all others into their orbit. So all means all other months. Suppose all others are there, so two of them is just stretching with that. So that is the meaning of that. So he added that a Europe real leverage is not. You can just read it. And if I were to advise European Commissioner Ursula von der, you can just read it. So, but he has warned that without faster investment in computing power, capital, and scale, Europe and UK are shrinking relative to US and China's domination. So basically, Europe and UK are shrinking when related to with in that with perspective with faster investment in computing power, faster investment, capital, and scale. These three things are lacking behind the US or UK and Europe. Otherwise, they would also be in this part of the race of that which race is going on between US and China's dominant. So in absence of both Europe and UK risk becoming passengers in the wider AI range. So this essence means there is some essence of Europe and UK. So this can risk becoming passengers to wider the AI race of that. Moving towards the second news. So second news is from solar to AI, why China may be entering its go global 3.0 era. So as you know that China as new wave of Chinese firms capture global demand for high tech goods. Basically, China's corporate expansion overseas is shifting from solar equipment to artificial enabled industrial. So in every sector, artificial intelligence are there. So what now they are going Chinese corporate expansion. They are using shifting from solar equipment to artificial intelligence enabled industrial technologies. And China has entered the Go Global 3.0 era and wrote the investment back team. You can just read it. The evaluation moves beyond low cost manufacturing and all. The analyst said that overseas demand was largely driven by global supply shortages. Among these firms are as an emerging of born global tech. This you can just read it. The main line is that who has said this line is being said by Goldman Sachs. The trajectory of overseas market share and profitability will increasingly be dictated by evolving policy. So there will be the trajectory of market share and the profitability. They will be detected by evolving policy and the customer willingness to adopt these Chinese customer will to adopt these Chinese technologies. So that's the basically motto and that of use. And late last month, the United States banned imports of new humanoid and quadruped robots from foreign manufacturers and arguing this they can pose the unacceptable risk to national security. The trajectory of overseas market has shared and profitability of this. You can just read it. It's just wide. So basically, yet once they supply the constraint easily, the analyst should set the long-term compatibility. So basically, in this news, the main focus is that the solar industry are going to shift to the AI-enabled technology. So that's the main news for that. Moving towards the third news. So third news is that. So third news is from the Hindu newspaper and it's about the ready for discussion on protest, says Amit Shah, the Indian Union Home Minister, or sorry, not Union Home Minister, interacts with the media at the Parliament House complex on Wednesday. So a day before the monsoon session of Parliament scheduled to end, basically it's scheduled to end. A Union Home Minister Amit Shah on Wednesday, in the basically in the interaction with media, he said that he was willing to have a full-fledged debate on the protest against the NEET papers also and the protest against the Jharkhand also. They were fully ready for the debate. Parliamentary Affairs Minister you can say Kiren Rijiju said the government was ready to increase the time allotted for the debate on the issue, but this was something they don't want the lecture. However, the leader of opposition, Rahul Gandhi, don't want the lecture, so they just opposed it, and the debate couldn't happen. So basically Amit Shah is in the is saying that they want the proper debate and all. They want proper discussion on the protest and on the rules and on the problems and all this. But the the opposition were not ready, and they were thinking like we will just deliver a lecture also. They don't want a lecture. So that was the thinking of opposition. But we were ready to debate and all. So that's the call by. You can just read it. Let me show you with that full screen. Just a minute. So yeah, that's don't want a lecture. However, leader of opposition rejected the offer of discussion. I have told you, says the youth wanted answers on who has ordered the alleged firing on protesters. So they want who has fired the started alleged the fire, who has given the order to fire on protesters and police assault on them, and not a lecture. So they do not want a lecture or all debate and all from Mr. Shah. They want a proper answer that who has ordered the alleged firing on the protesters. So that's the news for today. And I guess, oh yeah. So that's all for today's episode. Let's take a glimpse of three news of today. So first news was that China is pitching its AI models, and in the race of China and US, UK and Europe are entering in that field, and in the G2 they are entering the G3 also, and it's a type of competition. And but what is lacking behind them? So Europe and UK are lacking behind in capital infrastructure and also this investment and also that's lacking behind them. Moving towards the second news, the second news was the main thinking was that the solar technologies are converting into AI enabled technologies. So that's the news that in the solar also the AI has been entered in that. You can just read the full news, full detail will be in the news. And in the third news was that Amit Shah was ready to deliver a debate, not deliver, sorry. Amit Shah was ready to take a debate and discussion on that. But the opposition want a proper answer that who has ordered to allege firing in the on the protesters on Jantar Mantar. So that was the three news glimpse and key learnings. That's it. So that's all for today's episode. If you found this video useful, please like the video, share this video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will see you in the next video lectures, and on Saturday I will bring you a brand new podcast series. Till then, keep learning and stay curious.